lines are parallel. Okay, so who can tell me one of the names of the relationship of angles that we've been kind of focusing on lately? Any name of angles. Which one? Corresponding. All right, we have corresponding angles. Alternate interior. Alternate interior angles. What's another one? Yes, sir?
Alternate exterior.
Alternating exterior. Good. What would be the last one? Who can identify the one that's missing? Yes, sir?
Consecutive.
Consecutive interior. Good. Okay, so we're still looking at the same four. Do you remember I told you when we first started chapter 3 that as long as you know the four, you're going to be good? That's why. This is the last section. Then we take a very short test over these 3 sections. So as long as we have these types of relationships, we can prove that lines are parallel. So if you notice in the pictures, the arrows aren't there. There's no arrow indicating that they are equal. So it says, given the following information, which lines, if any, are parallel? Okay, so this is the best way to do this. See how they're looking at angle 1 and angle 6? Here's angle 1. Here's angle 6. I'm just going to make a circle around them. So circle for 1. Circle for 6. What are the 2 different lines that circle is including? What are the 2 lines that those circles are including? The 2 different lines?
L and N.
L and N. Okay, so he's looking over here. He says it's L and it's N. All right. What type of angles are they? Does anybody know?
Consecutive.
1 and 6. They're on the outside. Alternating exterior. So we're going to say they're alternating exterior angles because they're looking at those 3 lines. They're looking at this line, and this line only. Only the 3 that make it. And 6 is on the outside, and 1 is on the outside, and they're alternating sides. All right, so they're alternating exterior. And what were the 2 different lines? We said line L is parallel to line N. So they have to fall under one of the relationships, and then we're just identifying the 2 different lines that should be parallel. So all this means is that because they're alternating exteriors, the 2 lines should have the little parallel arrows on there, okay? All right, let's try it again. We're looking at 2 and 3. Here's 2 and here's 3. So look, 3 is created by these 2 lines, bless you. And 2 is created by these 2 lines, this one and this one. So we're focusing on only those 3 red lines. Do they fall under any of our definitions? Alternating interior. They're alternating interior angles. This is inside. All right, to figure out which lines are parallel, just circle the 2, circle the 3. What are the 2 different lines that are included within my circle? Okay, P is actually included in both. Do you see where P is? It should be L and M. It should be the 2 lines that seem to be going in the same direction. Line L and line M. I guess that should be a parallel symbol. There we go. All right, I'm going to have you try 2. Focus only on the ones that make it. So I'm going to do example practice 1A with you real quick, okay? So look at 2 and 8. I'm going to outline 2. Look, I'm going to outline 2. And I'm going to outline 8. All I'm going to do now is just make those lines a little thicker so I know what I'm focusing on. 2 and 8. Here's 2. Here's 8. According to the 3 lines, are they interiors or exteriors? They're interiors. Good. They're right here. They're in between the A and the B. Are they alternating or consecutive? Alternating. Alternating interiors. Okay, so now let's look at the lines. We have options of A, B, L, and M. According to only these 2 angles, what lines might be parallel? A and B. Good. And if you're unsure, for some students, it helps to kind of circle that angle, and it's going to be the 2 different lines that you circled. We circled A and B. So I'm going to say line A is parallel to line B. Okay? All right, I'm going to give you guys a moment to try those out. All right, let's go at 3 and 11, okay? So 3 and 11, if I'm focusing on those two angles, 3 is here, 11 is here. And for some of us, it helps to outline where that angle is, because then you're just going to extend those two lines that make that angle, okay? We'll do the same thing with 3. 3 is created by these two. So those are the 3 lines that we're focusing on. Are they both interiors? They're both interiors? They're both in between the 2 lines that I outlined? Nope. Are they both exteriors? No. Are they one of each? Yes. Which is the only one that includes one of each? Corresponding. Good. All right. So these are corresponding angles. And it says that those angles are congruent, and they should if they are corresponding. Therefore, what 2 lines are parallel? What are the 2 different lines that we're looking at when we're looking at these 2 angles? So if you look at line A is only this line. There's no other line going in that same direction. But if we look at line L, that's going in the same direction as M. It should be line L and M again. I know. I understood what you meant by E when you said E. I heard you. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is going to be 12 and 14. So you may not want to use a pen when doing this. You may want to use a pencil. That way you can erase. So here we're looking at 12 and 14. So if you focus on the 3 lines that make these 2 angles, only these 2 angles, are these 2 angles both interiors? They're both exteriors. Are they considered alternating exteriors? Good. And should alternating exteriors be congruent? Yes. All right. So alternating exterior angles. What are the 2 lines that should be parallel then? The 2 different lines. A and B. Good. Line A should be parallel to line B. All right. Let's do the last one. So on the last one, we're looking at 8 and 13. Specifically 8 and 13. So 13 is created by these 2 lines. 8 is created by those 2 lines. So here it's saying that 8 and 13 should add up to 180. Are they both interiors or exteriors? Interior. Good. What type of interiors? Should consecutive interiors add up to 180? Yes, because that's its definition. So what lines would be parallel then? Angle L and angle M. So line L is parallel to line M. So the only reason I have y'all circle them is because then you say, okay, what are the 2 different lines I circled? I circled L and M. You can't say B because B is being circled by both of them. It's not 2 different lines, it's the same line. Okay? All right, let's finish this up. So on the back side, it's guys pretty much it's all what we've been doing. It's just more practice, okay? So look at the 2 angles. Are they both interiors or exteriors? Interiors, good. Are they consecutive or alternating? Consecutive. What's true about consecutive angles? They add up to 180. Good. So we know they are consecutive interiors. So we're going to say 2x plus 4 plus 12x plus 8 should equal 180, all right? So it might take a little longer today since we don't have the calculators because of PSAT, but we can do this, okay? So let's combine like terms. What are my like terms here? 12 and 2. How many x's is that? 14x. All right, what about 4 and 8? How much does that get us? 12. All right, if I'm solving this properly, what would be the next step? Okay, let's subtract 12. So 14x is equal to 168. 70? 168? Okay, now let's divide it. So for some of us, we're going to have to come over here to the side like I am, and we're going to do long division, okay? 14, does 14 go into 1? No, does 14 go into 16? How many times? Once. So it goes into it once. 1 times 14 is 14. What's 16 minus 14? 28. What do you think I can multiply 14 by to get 28? 2. So that is 28. Then we get 0, and that's what we want. All right, so our answer is 12. When I divide by 14, x equals 12. All right, I'm gonna give you a moment to try practice 2. All right, guys, look at practice 2. Looking at practice 2, what kind of angles are they? Who can tell me? So many hands going up. Corresponding, good. All right, corresponding angles. And what's true about corresponding angles? They're what to each other? Equal, good. So if they're equal, we just drop an equal sign right in between the two different equations. These should be equal. So the opposite of adding 20 is to subtract 20. So x equals 32. Good. All right, we got one more practice and one more example, okay? So the example says, again, state the relationship. And this one is looking specifically at this angle here and this one here. Now, if you're taking the test and you're unsure about where these angles are, which angle they're referring to, please call me over. I can help you with that. I can tell you exactly where those angles are, which angle that represents. I just can't help you on what to do. So I can help you if you're having an issue with the question. Maybe you want me to read it to you. Maybe you want me to tell you about the diagram, like what goes where. I can tell you that. I just can't help you setting it up. So what type of angles are they? Interiors or exteriors? Interiors, alternating or consecutive? Alternating. What's true about alternating interior angles? They're congruent. They should be equal. All right, so what do y'all want to move over first? In the 5x? 7 minus 5 is 2x. And instead of subtracting 21, maybe we should add the 21. So 2x equals 28. So the last step would be to divide by 2. And again, some of us may need to come over. So 28 divided by 2. So does 2 go into 2? How many times? Once? How many times? So we subtract 2 there. How many times does 2 go into 8? 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So x here is 14. All right, we can do that last one together. Who can tell me what type of angles are they? Interiors or exteriors?
Exterior.
Exteriors. What type of exteriors are they? Alternating exteriors. Good. What should be true about them? They're equal. Good. So we're going to set them equal. We're going to say 11x minus 25 is equal to 7x plus 35. Which one do y'all want to move over first? Yeah, I usually move over the small one. So I'm going to move over the smaller x. What's 11 minus 7?
4.
Okay, how do I get rid of the 25? Add it to both sides. So 4x is equal to 60. All right, so 60 divided by 4. Go to the first number. 6 goes into 4. How many times? Once. 1 times 4 is 4. We're left with 2. Bring down the 0. How many times does 4 go into 20?
5.
Good. X is 15.